Hey everybody, welcome to Kimmel's Irish Pub. Time for another movie review. Tonight's movie, She Said. So this is the movie about the two New York Times reporters who blew the lid off of the sexual scandal that is in Hollywood. I think that's what they call it, yeah. That helped the sexual assault in Hollywood, right? So 7.3 on IMDb, but only 6,988 people seen it so far, rated it so far. So that's kind of cool. Getting in on the ground floor here, Carey Mulligan is in it. I liked her. She's in a lot of different things. I think, you know, Drive and stuff like that. But for me, the one that did it was Promising Young Women. If you haven't seen that, I thought that was a fantastic film. Kazan is in it. I don't know her, but I don't really recognize anybody else. Anyway, I'm kind of interested to see how this is, so let me get into it, find out what it's about, give you a better idea, let you know what I think. Stick around, I'll be back. Hey everybody, I want to do a quick check-in here. We're watching She Said. We're at the 1 hour, 9 minute, and 10 second mark, which is, it's a 2 hour and 9 minute movie, so 1 hour and 1, 9, 10, and 2 hours and 9 minutes and 4 seconds. Anyway, an hour left in this film, which is, wow. But it is really good. Like a lot of these, I should have looked it up. But there's other movies where like they really break, you know, the story, you know, and it's about the news or the papers or whatever, and they're the ones breaking the whole story, and it's the investigative reporters that you're following around, right? And you get into it. I do. I'll look up the other one to see what it was, but it was another big deal like this. And in this case, and I wasn't sure how they were going to mention everything, but they say Harvey Weinstein, Miramax, all of that kind of stuff. Gwyneth Paltrow, everybody, Rose McGowan, like all those names are used. You know, they didn't say that in IMDb, but I'm blowing the lid off this movie. No, but so it follows the two girls who I mentioned, Carey and Zoe, who work at the New York Times, and that they're starting to investigate what's going on with Harvey Weinstein. And it's neat. The word that came to mind when you're watching these two, you know, as they go after the story, and I'm sure this is, you know, for all reporters, investigative reporters, but the tenacity, you know what I mean, like that they have, and the grit and the grind and all that kind of stuff. I mean, they want to get this story, of course, and you know, they obviously have a very close, not, you know what I mean, they're very motivated to make this happen. But as you can imagine, when this first comes out, especially back then, women were afraid to come forward. Even these, you know, superstar celebrities, because of the impacts it could possibly have. So you're seeing, we're in that stage of it where they're uncovering things and uncovering other people, and nobody wants to say anything because, you know, one, it could have been covered up and they're not allowed to say anything, or two, they're afraid to, all that kind of stuff. And you know, I knew what had happened. We know. I mean, obviously, it's based on a true story. He's in prison, and all that kind of stuff. He was charged with all this. That's not a spoiler alert. That's life. You know, and I never knew. I knew what he was charged for and what he did, but like, what were the actual things? And they actually have a recording in this, and I'm assuming it's based off the true recording. Might even actually be the recording. Of what he was saying to one girl, and it was just like, wow, you know, like you never know. I never knew all the facts. I didn't really look into it, but that was eye-opening. So, so it's really interesting. It's well acted. I'm really, you know, it's believability. Watching the two girls, especially Zoe, whatever her name was, like I watch her and I think she's the real reporter that was going through this for the New York Times. You know what I mean? Like, it just dawned on me, like, oh wait, this is just a reenactment of what that reporter was like. So that's pretty cool when they suck you in that much that you're like, wow, this is interesting. So, all right, another hour to go. So I'm gonna get back to it here. I wasn't even gonna check in because there's not that much to tell, and I probably just blew my ending because of this. But anyway. Not everybody makes it through all my reviews. You wait for the check-in and then decide if you want to watch it or not. But stick around. I will be back. No, not thumbs. No, I'm going this way. Hey everybody, we're at the credits of She Said, and you know, what's left to say? I will go back and I will say Zoe Kazan, I got her name now. I thought she did a phenomenal job. I really think, and I don't know, I mean this is just me, I'm never usually right, but I think it's like Oscar nomination, you know. Now, would they do that because of this is actually calling out Hollywood and not only just, you know, what Harvey Weinstein did, but what other people did to protect him? You know, the people, the enablers who enabled him to continue to do this. So, I don't know. I don't want to say anything like that, but it might be like taboo to highlight this film. But I thought she did such a great job. I really enjoyed the film. I wasn't sure going into it if this was going to be a good one for me, but it was. It was pretty amazing, and it's based on a true story. They do have the blurbs at the end. They even have like Harvey Weinstein in this, not him, but like, and it looked, they did a pretty good job of making it look like it was really him. So, no face, but it's all from the behind and the side and stuff. But I thought that was pretty amazing. So, in the end, you know, like I said, I'm impressed with the acting. Really, I'll use another big word, captivated me. I thought she did. I mean, like, she's so involved in the story. Like, you have to just watch it and see, like, how well I thought she did. Carey, Casey, I'm sorry. Carey, I was right. She was good too. But I don't think I've ever seen Zoe Kazan before. I mean, I have seen her, but like, not like I did in this one. So maybe she'll get a nice nomination for an Oscar. I think it's deservedly. And I never really say that. I don't even really pay that much attention. But the way that she, you know, brought me into this film, I thought was enough. And the story's phenomenal, and seeing everything that I said before, the struggle, people are afraid to come forward, and the whole fact that their story creates a, you know, an entire movement, you know, for when this came on. So all around good movie based on bad events that turned into good events or good movement. So I don't have anything else. I gave it an 8 already. I marked it down at 8, and there's no debating that. So the other movie I was talking about, one that I remembered was Spotlight, Mark Ruffalo. When I think it was the Boston Globe probably, and they the molestation from priests, and they blew the lid off on that one. So, and there's many more out there. That was just one that I remembered. I was like, oh yeah, Mark Ruffalo was in that. So those kinds of, they're really good. I really enjoy them, and I don't read the newspaper, but there you go. All right, I rambled on enough. Hopefully I was helpful. If you were doubting watching this movie, check it out. That's it. Thanks for tuning in. Kimmel's Irish Pub.